One of the things I admire most about children is they don't need a big reason to be happy. They're just happy to be alive. They look for all sorts of silly and mundane things, at least to us as adults, to give them joy. Whether it's banging on a sufuria or turning a light on and off 1,001 times. They are not really looking for big, drastic, huge things for them to have a reason to smile or laugh or just be joyful in a moment. They just are. They are happy to just be. They're just happy to be present, to be alive, to be exploring the world and experiencing things. And I think we lose that as adults as we get older. And I've been thinking about what it means to be intentional about joy, to be intentional about taking a moment to smell the flowers, as it were, taking a moment to look around and find reasons to smile and be thankful, be joyful. And when you start doing that, you realize you don't really need to look that far. There are 1,001 reasons to be grateful. There are 1,001 reasons to smile. Even if you may be going through a challenging season, if you start to think about the things that are going right, the things that are good, the things that are working, you might be surprised that they're not as few as you think they are, and that the things that are not working as you expected are not as many as you thought they were. And as you focus more on what is working, as you focus more on what is bringing you joy, as you focus more on the things that are filling your heart with gratitude, then you start to realize that life isn't so bad. Yes, there are challenges here and there, and let's face it, the reality of life is that yes, we will all deal with challenges at one time or the other. But I really love the analogy that Pastor Rick Warren uses, and I came across this in an email forward many years ago, and to that point, I'm not very sure if this actually was something he said, because email forward, who knows about the accuracy of the attribution. But for the sake of argument, let's say he's the one who said this, and he uses analogy for life, and he said a lot of times we think of life as a mountain, a series of mountains and valleys. So in one season you're going up a mountain, in another season you're walking through a valley, so a series of highs and lows. And he said that's actually a bit erroneous, because if you really were to study your life or even the life of another person, you will realize that life is more like a train track where you have a pair of railway lines, and at any given moment there are things that are going great, there are things that are working fine, there are things that are absolutely awesome, and at the same time on the other side you have things that are a bit challenging, a bit difficult. And the thing about life is learning how to live on both, or on both sides of the track at the same time, where you as a train, as you as an individual, you can ride on that railway line that is life without being off balance, where you focus too much on the positive and essentially ignore the things that you do need to give attention to, especially if there are things that you need to address in your life. Or on the other flip side, you focus so much on the negative that everything is dull, everything is a mess, everything is doom and gloom. But if you are able to balance between the two, you will realize that life is a series of wonderful, messy at times, but still beautiful moments. And that's my challenge for you today. Find your little self. Find your little self. Find your moments of joy. Find your moments of happiness. Find your moments of gratitude. Don't wait for some big thing, some achievement or accomplishment in the future, or some bunch of zeros in your account, or whatever the case may be, even another person being in your life. Don't wait for some ethereal thing somewhere in the distant future to bring you joy. If there's this beautiful verse in the Psalms, I believe it's 119 verse 24, and it says that This is the day that the Lord has made, and I will rejoice and be glad in it. That I am present and alive in a day that God has made is more than enough reason for me to be joyful and glad. Even before I get out of bed, even before I experience much of the day, that I open my eyes in the morning and I see a new day, a day that God has ensured His goodness and mercy have preceded me into. That's more than enough reason for me to be glad. So that's what's on my mind. What's on your mind? Let me know.